Okay, everybody, my name is Jeremy, and this is week 4 video review for MDF 3. This week we went ahead and we did something a little different than last week. We basically used a web view inside an application, so you can kind of build an HTML website and kind of just place it in the web view and actually make it look like it's a real application. I believe Facebook did this when they first launched for their iOS and Android devices. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I got going on here. So you can see the first thing we can see, let me get this over here, is I do have a custom icon on there. And when we click on that icon, I have the web view going in the inside. I was kind of initially going for the new material design that they have, where it's just a card in the middle of the screen. But I figured it kind of did look kind of plain and very blah, and since I didn't want to lose any points this week, I went ahead and put a jQuery mobile theme on there. So this is basically the web view that's in here, and I have the background going on, the background image, and the custom theme at the very top for the action bar. So let's go ahead and see what happens now when we enter in some information. So we're going to go ahead and use latitude 29 and longitude 29. And we're going to go ahead and name it 3 question marks should do. So this basically, you can put in the latitude and the longitude. You can put it in wrong. You can do as many things as you want with it. Good thing about using Google Maps is they will basically handle the error. If you enter in something wrong, it just won't give you a pin. So we'll go ahead and click on Map It, and basically it'll take you directly to Google Maps using an intent, and it basically hands the latitude and longitude and the name of the location over to the native code for the application, and that actually causes the intent to get triggered. So if we go ahead and we press that, you can see the latitude and longitude did show up at the very top, and we labeled it as 3 question marks. And there's the pin that we actually drop, the latitude and longitude. It actually drops that pin right on there, which I like. So that is basically my application. Let's make sure I went over the rubric over here. So the structure, as you can see, it is set up pretty well. Handling errors. Google does most of the error handling for me, luckily, because my JavaScript skills are a little rusty. The theme, I went ahead and applied the theme to the native as well as the web view content. It is a hybrid, and it's designed to be real easy, so I didn't want nothing crazy on there. I wanted the latitude and longitude and the name of the location to be as plain as day, so if you need to use this map, you could just kind of enter in the data and see the map exactly where you need to be. The web view, you can see right there, it does provide meaningful and well-presented interface for the user. This isn't an app to wow the user. This is an app just to get you to the maps, basically. And it does hand over to the native code, and I'll show you that right here. So basically, once the application is created, it'll go ahead and load everything it needs to for the web view to run that HTML file that we have, which basically it's all in here. So all the information for the index is inside the assets folder. And once that is running, this is basically the HTML that I have. I have nothing fancy on there. It's just plain and simple. I actually wanted everything lined to the center, but I found that to be a little bit more complicated than I needed, so kind of went back down to simplicity. And here's my JavaScript file, which does at the moment, only thing that I wanted to do is to send me the information, send it to the native application, and then send that over to Google Maps. I did have an alert running on there when I did run it into the web browser just to make sure that everything was working properly, as well as a console log for debugging. So that right there basically concludes my application. Oh, well, let me show you actually this final part right here. So once it does run through there, it would actually hand everything over to the show map method. And this will basically check to make sure that you have your Google Maps installed. If you don't have it installed, it'll go ahead and give you a toast saying why don't you have Google Maps installed, because at this point in time it should be required on all phones. And if it does have Google Maps installed, which majority of the phones nowadays do, it'll go ahead and send it over to Google Maps for you. Alright, well that concludes my video. I hope to see you guys all next month.